Hello, this is RobotnikIsSexy, and this is an underused match that I bring to you today against Damned21 of Smogon Battlefinder. This is the first time of me using Smogon Wi-Fi Battlefinder, and I have to say that it's about 100 times better than Serebii chat because it's set up differently, and it's hard to explain. You put in information, and then you click Find Battle, instead of just waiting for someone to respond to you in a chat. It's way more organized, but there are a lot of noobs, but just the fact that it's more organized makes it pretty much that much better. So yeah, we're gonna start out here. I was predicting him to lead with Roserade or Mew, but he leads with Porygon 2 and gets that special attack boost with his trace ability, which is a huge problem because, yeah, as you're going to see here, I think this guy definitely has some special attack investment. As after getting my Stealth Rocks up, or I should say, after taking that Discharge and getting my Stealth Rocks up, or taking that Tri-Attack, yeah, you can see that Tri-Attack did an incredible amount of damage. It might even be max attack, just judging from that, but I don't really know, and it's really hard to say, because you're going to see later that it's pretty bulky too, but I take a long time thinking here, mulling over what to do, because this is recorded live, so there's going to be a lot of jiggling and bouncing around as far as Pokemon waiting for their trainers telling them what to do, and I kind of decide that I don't want to switch into Chandelier on the off chance it wants to use Discharge, and I pretty much feel like Swampert has done his job already. He has a Roserade, so Roserade could like bitch smack Swampert any day of the week. Just switch it out, and then I'm pretty much screwed. So yeah, having gotten at my rocks, I'm pretty much satisfied, which leaves me to feel that Swampert is kind of a weak link on this team. It's kind of a weak link. Roserade dodged an attack. It was probably toxic, which is funny because it's immune to toxic. So I'm going to switch out here, predicting that sleep powder, and I was really hoping he would miss, but excuse my sniffles, oh my goodness, that was absolutely dreadful. He doesn't miss a sleep powder this whole game, and then he shows me that he has Spikes, which is an illegal move combo. I can't talk either, but this guy didn't realize it because both of the attacks are listed as egg moves, so it kind of makes sense that you can have both of them, and it would be really cool if Spikes Sleep Powder Roserade was legal, because it would definitely be a lot better as far as a Pokemon, because, you know, Spikes is better than Toxic Spikes, pretty much, but he was not aware of this, and I don't really blame him for it. It's hard to really know unless someone just out and out tells you, like I did after the match. But yeah, believe it or not, his illegal Roserade, his illegal Spikes Sleep Powder Roserade, doesn't really affect the match that much at all. Which you're probably saying, how does 3 spikes not affect the match? And I guess you'll see. Sniffle. Oh my goodness. I hope this is watchable. I'm gonna have to mouth breathe really loudly. Okay, so I stay in and outspeed his Zapdos, which is great. It was probably a bulky one, seeing how it survived a timid Specs Chandelier overheat, which is annoying. It's the second time ever using overheat with Chandelier, and 2 out of 2 times the Pokemon have survived it, which is like, what sense does that make? But luckily I do at speed, so Zapdos is gone. He's gonna go into his Suicune and Calm Mind a lot, which is kind of scary. I'm 100% sure that he doesn't carry the Ice Beam or anything. He's probably a Rest, Sleep Talk, Crocoon, because that's like the only Suicune that's used. So I get at 1 layer of Spikes just to put some added pressure on. And he's at +3 now, but this is a max special defense Drapion with some HP investment, I think. or maybe a lot, I don't remember. This is the first time using this team, and this is very much a test for the team. But I do survive that Scald and avoid the burn this time. I'm going to be able to outspeed Roserade, which is honestly a little surprising, but not really, since it's probably a bulky Roserade. With Rest, Giga Drain, Spikes, and Sleep Talk, which is majorly illegal. It would have been super cool if he didn't have Spikes, because then, well, I would have a lot more health right now, just saying. But, as I said, it doesn't really affect the battle that much, which is honestly pretty surprising. I am going to be able to phase, yeah, I was able to phase, and he switches out naturally, and I crunch his Suicune, which does diddly, and then he kills me with a Scald Burn, which is fine, and pretty much to be expected. And, okay, so now I get a free switch, and, yeah. He doesn't have any Calm Minds up, and he's taunted, so he's pretty much forced to switch out himself, which is pretty great for me, because that means I can get up some Spikes, which is exactly what I'm going to try to do. Gonna try to Spike again. There was probably a Sleep Tie that he won, and he got his Sleep Powder off again. So, yeah, he doesn't miss Sleep Powder at all, and he's not even supposed to have it. But, yeah, it actually doesn't affect the match that much, as you're going to see. But it does force me to switch out. I do have Natural Cure, and he could have gone for Sleep Powder again, which is what I was dreading. But instead he goes for the Rest, which is pretty much just as bad for me, because now his Roserade is back at full health. And his Earthquake and Suicune. I debated a lot in real life whether or not to stay in or switch out. I decide to risk it and switch out because I'm feeling gutsy, but if I had stayed in, yeah, I could have killed Suicune with an Earthquake. I was super sure that he was going to go into Heracross, because I wanted to catch him on the double switch and go into Chandelure and just kind of threaten out Heracross, because, you know, that's what I would do. But he goes for the Rest, better than the Scald, which is fine. And I'm kind of in a predicament here, because, yeah, he's just got all these bulky Pokemon that are just Rest healing, which isn't, you know, it isn't terrible. I mean, but it presents a challenge, because this Suicune obviously is Sleep Talk, so it could Sleep Talk Scald, which will do enough damage to take me out with entry hazards. So I have to take a risk. They go for the Shadow Ball, get that critical hit, which brings it down to probably 3 or 5 HP. He Sleep Talks the Rest, so I get incredibly lucky on that turn. So that is a huge relief. Now I'm going to switch out. I don't know. I thought he was going to switch into Porygon 2 here, and I didn't want him to get the special attack boost with Trace, but he's going to Sleep Talk the Scald this time, and it's better to have the Scald on this guy because I am immune to spike damage. But I also get pretty lucky and avoid that burn, which is great. I lock myself into Stone Edge, which is honestly a move that I forgot I had, because I haven't used this Flygon ever. I was kind of hoping it had a fire attack, but it doesn't, which sucks. And there's a story behind this Flygon. I had a shiny Flygon in a Ruby version, and I named it Sparkles, and it's a reference to this old TV show called Get a Life with, oh, what's his name? He's an Eagleheart, and he's Wookiee from Something About Mary, and of course, his name escapes me right now, but it's a reference to that character, because there's an episode where they put on a play, and it's like a zoo on roller skates, and oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different episode, never mind. He goes, oh shit, there's just like a snot everywhere. Okay, he goes to beauty school, and his beauty school nickname is Sparkles, and he gives it to himself. That's the reference. Anyway, I'm totally off track here. I'm gonna go into Luna, who's a beast. Luna and Flygon just really showed how powerful they are, which I knew they were good because I've used Luna before. Haven't used Flygon before, but I've seen him enough to know how he works. I've fought plenty of them in my day. So yeah, without this Umbreon, I probably would have got rocked. But with Wish support and the possibility of toxicking something, it really helps out. So, but all in all, this Toxic Spike team is kind of a letdown because I guess I wasn't thinking about it at the time when my friend Mike and I thought up this team, but Roserade is on every underused team, like, period. He just is. So he's gonna absorb your Toxic Spikes, and if it isn't Roserade, there's Nidoking, or they're both on the team. So just those two facts really don't help my Toxic Spike strategy, which of course never got off the ground because Drapion was murdered with spike damage and like a skull burn. I'm gonna rest here just to scout what he's gonna do. Yeah, he's just gonna use Ice Beam, which does a lot of damage. This guy must be special attack invested, because that is doing far too much damage. And I'm kind of missing my other underused team now, because usually I would just go to Dusclops and threaten out Porygon 2 with a Curse and a Pain Split, but I can't do that, because this team doesn't have that. And it doesn't have a Rapid Spinner either, but as I said 2 or 3 times already, that kind of didn't matter so much. It was more of a nagging, annoying thing in the back of my mind. But yeah, I'm gonna make a huge misplay here and let Umbreon down. I predicted him to switch out, but he predicted me to predict him to switch out, and honestly, he had nothing to lose. I should have just gone for the safe play and used Protect and gotten all my health back. It would have stalled out his, health with the thing. And he lives the Outrage and kills me with an Ice Beam, which makes me want to know what kind of build this Porygon 2 is, because that is very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. So Flygon actually performs very well, except for that instant where I guess the random generator didn't like me. He's gonna go on Heracross, which surprisingly to me gets like totally anally raped by my 3 spikes and Stealth Rocks, which is great. He's stuck into Roserade here. I'm gonna outspeed and go for the Shadow Ball. It's actually, the tables are turning. It's looking like I can actually win this, which is really exciting. But it's just gonna send out his Mew here, and unfortunately for me, it is a max speed Mew. It has to be, because I'm max speed timid and I'm slower. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. I just have Roserade left who can't do diddly squat to a Mew. So yeah, Mew beats me in underused again, which is a little disappointing and leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but this is a 1-0, this is a great match, and yeah, I'm definitely going to use Smogon Battle Finder again, and I had a really good time, which is weird. But yeah, see you later, YouTube.